Welcome to Angel Wings Productions.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to Evergreen Forest, where we talk about the things that's near and dear to our hearts. How to paint a room for beginners. Hey, everyone. Are you staring at those boring white walls thinking I really need to paint this room, but I have absolutely no idea where to start? Well, you're in the right place. Today we're going to walk through everything you need to know to paint a room like a pro, even if you've never picked up a paintbrush before. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll feel confident enough to transform any space in your home. Introduction and what we'll cover. I'm Sylvia Torres, and painting rooms has been one of my favorite weekend projects for years. In today's video, we'll cover everything from choosing the right paint and tools, to prep work that'll make or break your project, all the way through to those final finishing touches that make your room look professionally done. And don't worry, I'll share all the mistakes I made as a beginner so you can avoid them. Number. Section 1. Planning and choosing paint. First things first, let's talk about planning your project. The biggest mistake beginners make? Rushing to the paint store without a plan. Before you buy a single thing, you need to measure your room. Grab a tape measure and calculate the square footage of your walls. Here's the formula. Length times width for each wall, then add them all together and subtract about 20 square feet for each door and 15 square feet for each window. Now, paint selection. This can feel overwhelming, but I'll make it simple. For beginners, I always recommend starting with a satin or eggshell finish. Why? It's forgiving, easy to clean, and hides minor imperfections better than flat paint, but it's not as shiny as semi-gloss. As for color, if you're nervous, start with lighter, neutral tones. They're more forgiving and make rooms feel bigger. Section 2. Essential tools and materials. Alright, let's talk tools. You don't need to break the bank here, but investing in decent brushes and rollers will make your life so much easier. Here's your shopping list. For paint application, you'll need a 9-inch roller frame, roller covers. I recommend 3/8-inch nap for most walls, a roller tray, and at least 2 high-quality angled brushes, a 2-inch for cutting in and a smaller one for detail work. For prep work, grab painter's tape and spend the extra few dollars for the good stuff. Trust me on this. You'll also need drop cloths, sandpaper, spackling compound for holes, and cleaning supplies. Don't forget the primer. I see so many beginners skip this step, but primer is crucial for getting true color coverage and making your paint last longer. Section 3. Preparation work. Now we get to the part that separates the amateurs from the pros. Preparation. I know, you just want to start painting, but spending time on prep work will make the difference between a room that looks okay and one that looks amazing. Start by removing or covering all your furniture and laying down drop cloths. Next, fill any holes with spackling compound and let it dry completely, usually about an hour. Once dry, lightly sand the patched areas until they're smooth. Now for cleaning, wipe down all your walls with a damp cloth to remove dust and grime. This step is crucial because paint won't adhere properly to dirty surfaces. Finally, it's taping time. Apply painter's tape to baseboards, trim, and ceiling edges. Here's a pro tip. After applying the tape, run your finger along the edge to seal it down completely. This prevents paint from bleeding underneath. Section 4. Priming. Time to prime. If you're painting over a dark color, going from white to a bold color, or painting new drywall, primer is absolutely essential. Even if the paint can says paint and primer in one, I still recommend using a separate primer for the best results. Apply primer just like you would paint. We'll go over technique in a minute. Let it dry completely according to the manufacturer's instructions. Most primers need about 4 hours, but check the label. Section 5. Painting technique. Now for the fun part, actually painting. Here's the technique that will give you professional-looking results. Start with cutting in. That means using your angled brush to paint the edges where your roller can't reach. Paint along the ceiling, baseboards, and corners. Work in small sections about 3 to 4 feet at a time. For the roller work, here's the key. Don't overload your roller with paint. Dip it in the tray, roll it on the textured part to remove excess paint. You want it loaded but not dripping. Apply paint in a W or M pattern on the wall, then fill in with parallel strokes. This distributes the paint evenly. Always work from top to bottom and maintain a wet edge, meaning don't let sections dry before you paint the adjacent area, or you'll see lap marks. Section 6. Second coat and finishing. Most rooms need 2 coats for even coverage. Wait for the first coat to dry completely, usually 2 to 4 hours depending on humidity and temperature. When applying the second coat, use the same technique, but don't worry about being quite as careful with the cutting in since you've already established clean lines. Here's when you remove the tape, and this is important. Remove it while the final coat is still slightly damp. If you wait until it's completely dry, you risk peeling off some paint with the tape. Section 7. Common beginner mistakes. Let me share the most common mistakes I see beginners make because I've made them all myself. First, skipping the primer. Don't do it. Second, buying cheap brushes and rollers. They shed bristles and don't hold paint well. Third, not cutting in properly. Those wobbly lines along the ceiling will haunt you. Fourth, applying paint too thick, thin. Even coats always look better than one thick coat. And finally, rushing the drying time between coats. Patience pays off. Section 8. Cleanup and final tips. Cleanup is easier if you do it right away. For latex paint, soap and water work great. Clean your brushes thoroughly. Good brushes can last for years if you take care of them. A few final tips. Keep a wet rag handy while painting for quick cleanup of drips. Don't paint in direct sunlight or on very humid days if you can avoid it. And save a little paint for touch-ups later. Store it in a mason jar with the paint color and date written on top. Closing and call to action. And there you have it. Everything you need to know to paint a room like a pro. Remember, your first room might not be perfect, and that's totally okay. Each room you paint will be better than the last. If this video helped you out, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more home improvement content. Drop a comment below and let me know what room you're planning to tackle first, or share a picture of your finished project. I love seeing your transformations. Next week, we'll be covering how to choose the perfect color scheme for any room, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Until then, happy painting, everyone! Remember to be safe, to wear a mask, and to carry out all the instructions. God bless and stay tuned, for we will come back next week with another topic. God bless all of His people no matter where they are.